Here are 4 mistakes you need to avoid when buying land here in Enugu State, Nigeria. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivian Woye Adeze, proudly known as the realtor of the East Side. Number one mistake is not inspecting, not going for your physical inspection. Most people make this mistake when buying land. They tend to not go for its physical inspection. You need to avoid this mistake because going for physical inspection is going to save you from a lot, from you seeing exactly what that land looks like. If it's a hilly land, if it's a table land, or if it's a swampy land, you're going to verify that. Also, you're going to verify if that property has basic amenities, proximity to good locations also. Secondly, paying money into a real estate agent or a realtor's account or even a family member. You need to avoid this mistake. Thirdly, make sure to avoid not having bad documentation. Make sure to have a proper documentation of that land that you're buying. Most people, so many people have lost money because they do not have a proper documentation of the land they just bought. No good documentation, no receipts, and no proper transfer of ownership of that land. I tell most of my clients, whenever you're buying a property, make sure you have a document that shows that the person that you bought that property for transfers his or her rights and ownership and interest of that land to you. Make sure you have a document that states that Mr. Obi, which is the seller, has transferred all his ownership, interest and rights of that land to Mr. Ada, that is the buyer of that property. This will save you from a lot. And one of the most important documents you need for this kind of transaction is your deed of assignment. Your deed of assignment is a document that shows a solid transfer of ownership from the seller to the buyer. And also, I tell most of my clients to make sure that whenever you're making any kind of real estate deal, do not make payments through cash. Make sure to pay through a bank or a mobile phone transfer so that you have a clear proof and evidence of that transaction, the time, the date, and the person that you made that transaction to. Lastly, make sure you do not ignore potential locations, especially when you're buying for investment purpose. Most of my clients, when I take them for inspection, they tend to, focus more on the distance of the land instead of focusing on the real problem, which is the location, the development potential of that location, which is the main and most important thing for you to consider when buying a property. Development potential like road, school, house, government project, other estates surrounding that neighborhood, and also the development trend coming around that location. These are things to consider when buying land. Instead of considering or focusing more on the distance, focus on the development potential that land has on your investment. You need to avoid ignoring potential locations because you see it as a bush. Think long term, invest wisely. My name is Vivian Woye Adeze, proudly known as the realtor of the East Side. If you have any question to ask, please call the number on your screen, send me a WhatsApp message or a DM. I would gladly answer you. See you in my next video. Bye.